Alright, welcome back guys, or welcome if it's your first time here. I'm Vision here with Blind Entertainment, bringing you guys another video. Today I'm going to be doing another Walking Dead Wednesday related video. Today I'm going to be doing my top 10 best episodes of The Walking Dead TV series to date, covering seasons 1 through 8. So if The Walking Dead is something you're interested in, something you want to know my thoughts on, see my reviews, don't forget to subscribe down below and hit that bell icon. That way you don't miss any more Walking Dead content or videos from me in the future. Now let's begin. Coming in at 10th place will have to be Season 2, Episode 13, Beside the Dying Fire. Now, I feel like this episode doesn't get as much credit as I feel like it should deserve. And I know a lot of people don't like Season 2 due to its slow pace and everything. But I think the finale was probably one of the best that the show has done to date. And one of the things I appreciate about it is it wasn't trying to be the biggest and best finale. It wasn't trying to go out with a bang. It was just having the story play out in a regular, normal setting. It wasn't trying to go crazy and just do all these insane things like some of the later finales did. And one of the things I also do very much enjoy about it is that it's like actual surviving in this event where like the walkers are invading the farm. These people are split up from each other. They don't know if they'll ever see him again. There's a lot of tension in this episode. There's a lot of stuff going on. So I really appreciate it. I could easily make a list consisting of the best episodes with all like premieres and finales and mid-season premieres and mid-season finales, but I'm gonna try not to do that because I think that there are some other good episodes out there that deserve the respect and shine that don't usually get the respect and shine that I think they deserve. But I think this was good. My one con is that no one big died, but at the same time, we didn't really need anybody big to die in this episode. I mean, we got Beth's girlfriend, Jimmy, and that one girl that worked on the farm with Herschel, which was, I think, sufficient and enough. I think it would have been fine if they survived, but I think for what we got, we needed someone to die, and they fit for the time being. Again, some good tension building stuff, and some really good action and some suspenseful stuff. I still love those scenes of like Herschel firing the shotgun at the zombies, and just the whole scene of like the barn burning down with the RV there. I love those scenes. Those are like very iconic scenes in my opinion. And I just love how everything played out. And my one con would be Andrea being separated and meeting up with Michonne. But I think I can overlook that tiny bit because I think this is one of the best episodes of the series. Coming in at 9th place would have to be Season 3, Episode 4, Killer Within. Now, I really like this episode. It was a really good episode with the send-off to Lori. I know a lot of fans don't like her, but I gotta give the show credit where credit's due. They did make her death really emotional and impactful and memorable, especially with Carl. Some good stuff there. And some good action stuff with zombies. The guy that we fought died in the previous episode comes back to get his revenge on Rick. And for once in like some weird way, the villain actually succeeds. This guy gets his revenge on Rick. Because of him, his wife dies. So he does, in a sense, get revenge on Rick. So I kind of like that. You don't really see that too often where the villain actually somewhat wins. So I do enjoy that. And I do like some of the suspension-filled moments. There was some very good stuff throughout the episode with them trying to survive and escape areas. There was very good stuff. My one con would have to be T-Dog. I still will forever be mad at how they killed him off. Yes, I get it. He sacrificed himself for Carol, who became a big player. But I always felt like he went out as a red shirt. They never utilized T-Dog the way he should have properly been utilized. And I still am mad at the show for that to this day. I wish T-Dog had gotten the respect he deserved and gotten more shine. Because I think he deserved a lot more shine and could have gotten a lot more character development if he had survived at least maybe to the end of the season till the mid-season finale of season 4. I think he could have gotten a lot more screen time and gotten some more stuff to do other than, in my opinion, kind of being the token black guy of the first 2.5 seasons. Other than that, I think the episode was really good. Coming in at 8th place would have to be Season 4, Episode 8, Too Far Gone. Now, we build up Season 3 being a lackluster season with the governor not being as big of a threat as I feel like it should have been. And you come back and you got a redeeming episode with the governor for 2 episodes, and then they build it up to this episode, and it delivered. Even though season 3 was lackluster, in my opinion, it delivered on all fronts. The governor has lost everything. He loses his family that he had begun to create again. He loses that family, and he's gone crazy. And I love how they did this whole thing with Rick's speech and Herschel and everything that goes on this episode. It was just one that probably still holds up as one of the best episodes. Good action, good stuff on all tables and everything. My one con with the episode has to be that we didn't lose that many people. We just lost Herschel and a couple of red shirts from Rick's side. And from the governor's side, we just lost the governor and a few other people that are pretty much red shirts. I feel like if we had lost some more characters from both sides that we knew and were developed, it would have been a little bit better. And because of that, it's a little higher up on my list because we didn't lose like anybody important that we knew. Yes, Herschel is a hard blow to the group, but we could have lost more people and made it more of an impactful and incredible battle. But overall, a really great episode. Coming in at 7th place would have to be Season 6, Episode 16, Last Day on Earth. Now, they had some good stuff with Negan's men and Simon stopping them on the roadblocks and everything, and the Morgan and Carol stuff was really good. But you build up this episode, you build it up to the moment where Negan shows up. He does the eeny, meeny, miny, mo, and I gotta agree with the fan base that they should not have left it on a cliffhanger. And for the cliffhanger reason, I gotta put it up higher on this list. It would have been lower, but for the fact that they did the cliffhanger, it's higher. Personally, I expected it, so it wasn't that big of a deal for me, but I still gotta take points off for the episode because it hurt this episode and hurt the momentum of the whole Negan scene, in my opinion. I feel like they had some good stuff. The Negan introduction was handled well, and the tension with the roadblocks and them running out of gas, Maggie's illness getting worse. They had some good tension, but it just all went away when they left it on the cliffhanger. Coming in at 6th place would have to be Season 2. I think it's Episode 7. Pretty much dead already. Now, I love this episode. You have Season 2. Yes, it's a lackluster season, but you have Season 2, the first half, building up to where's Sophia, the group looking for, and you get to the mid-season finale, and the last 2 minutes is the gut punch of her being a walker and coming out of the barn. Absolutely incredible scene. You got the Shane and Rick standoff begin to emerge out of this episode, and some good stuff between all our characters figuring out what to do with everything. It was some really good stuff. Coming in at 5th place would have to be Season 7, Episode 1, The Day Will Come When You Won't Be. Now, yes, the finale before this was bad, but they picked it up right where it left off. The momentum got going right away. Great episode. Probably 2 of the best characters they could kill. They took out the muscle and the heart of the group with both the Negan kills. Really great stuff. Great emotion. Great everything all around with this episode. Like, I feel like after this episode, personally, I was crying, and it takes me a while to cry at the end. And it's one of those episodes where it's like, you don't know what to say after. It like takes your breath away just by watching it. Even rewatching it does that. And I think it's probably one of the best episodes for that reason. Like, it actually hits you in the gut, literally, how emotional and how harsh this episode is. My one big con for this episode would have to be the fact that it leaked online. And I will call foul if you didn't get spoiled about this episode, because a lot of people got spoiled about who died, and like Negan taking Rick somewhere else, Negan making Rick almost cut Carl's arm off. A lot of things got spoiled for this episode, and for that reason, I gotta put it up higher. Coming in at 4th place would have to be Season 1, Episode 1, The Days Gone By. Now, this is a really good episode. Yes, I'm nostalgic for it. And honestly, I feel like it's not right to put it as number 1 personally, because I feel like you could easily put this as number 1. It's like the first episode, there's nothing else to judge it by. But honestly, I feel like it's cheating putting it as number 1, because it's one of the best episodes. You can't judge it by anything else, and for that reason, I'm gonna put it up higher. I feel like some of the stuff that they did to make Rick get injured and put in the hospital, yes, it had to be adapted, but it could have been handled better. And it just, some of the characters, the police characters, just came off as goofy and unnecessary. But other than that, I think it was a really good episode. Coming in at third place will have to be season 4, episode 16A. Now, there's a lot of good stuff in this episode, between the confrontation with Joe and the Claimers, between the introduction of the Hunters, some really good stuff. The one thing that put it over the top for me, though, is the whole foreshadowing. If you go back and watch this episode, you got Rick explaining to Carl how they're going to trap the rabbit in that little rabbit trap he dug up. And then if you listen to what he says and you watch the end where the hunters actually capture them in the train car, it's the exact same thing Rick was explaining. So I love that subtle foreshadowing. The way they actually get him to the trailer is exactly what Rick was talking about. I love that. That is what put this episode over the top for me and into the top 3. Such amazing stuff. Great foreshadowing. Rick and Daryl and Michonne getting out their anger on the Claimers after everything that has gone on to them between Negan and everything. It was such a great, between the governor and them, such a great stuff. I love that. Such amazing stuff. How ominous and unknowing of the hunters when they first encountered them at Terminus. Great stuff. Really over the top, best episode. Coming in at second place would have to be season 5, episode 16, Conquer. Now, I really like this stuff. Everything comes to a head in this episode, whether it be Rick and Pete and him being accepted into Alexandria, whether it be Nicholas and Gwen, whether it be Sasha confronting her demons. Everything comes to a head in this episode. Morgan's reintroduction into the show is in this episode. Great. Aaron and Daryl's interactions is amazing. Like, I can't even say how amazing this episode is. And then you get to the end where Rick arrives at the community meeting and you have him give his speech. And I think it's probably one of the best Rick Grimes speeches to this day. And I love it. Him talking about how he wasn't sure how many of them he'd have to kill to save their lives. And how he's talking about how you're going to have to be ready for the threats out there. And they're going to be coming for you. And as he's saying that, you got the Whisperers who find Aaron's backpack and are looking at pictures of Alexandria, foreshadowing their attack. Like, such amazing foreshadowing in that speech alone. And such amazing stuff about how if you don't shape up, you're not going to make it. Foreshadowing, like, people like Carter dying. I love that stuff. It's such amazing foreshadowing. Great episode. But coming in at number 1 would have to be season 4, episode 4, Here's Not Here. Now, we get the entire backstory of Morgan of going from clear mode into all life is precious mode. And I love it. I think it works the way they done it. To do a bottle episode is tricky, but they handled it great. Having Morgan telling the captured wolf his story, great. Loved it. The interactions between Eastman and Morgan was great. Eastman's backstory, great. So much great stuff. Down to everything. Morgan's transformation handled in one episode. Something I thought couldn't be done was handled perfectly. Almost down to the minute. Perfect. Like, everything. I can't even say, like, how great this episode was. Like, words can't describe how amazing and great this episode was. And that's why it's number 1. Because, like, I can't even use words to describe how great it is. You can't, because that's how amazing this episode is, in my opinion. So, yeah, guys, those are my top 10 best Walking Dead episodes from season 1 through 8. If you have any more suggestions for Walking Dead Wednesday-related videos, let me know in the comment section down below, and I might pick yours for a future video. And as always, if you liked this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and share, and don't forget to subscribe down below and hit the bell icon. That way you don't miss any more Walking Dead related videos from me or any other Walking Dead content from me in the future. It has been Vision here with Blind Entertainment, and I'll see you next time.